Don Robbie, you know Thogden's coming for you, mate. And I fancy him, mate. I fancy him. You know, there's many ways to skin a cat, and I think Theo's got it in him, all right? You asked earlier about thumbnails, okay? Yeah, I make all my thumbnails. I hold my hands up. I love doing it.
Wow.
I get all sorts of grief about my thumbnails. Yeah. Only from
sometimes
Tom, really.
they change.
They do change. Yeah.
Like
Let's not get into this. All right. He hates me for changing the thumbnails on my videos.
You're going to back me up here that he's absolutely ruining the algorithm by changing the thumbnails every 5 seconds.
It would have been the case, but now it actually helps.
This is what I'm talking about.
It used to be that used to be the deal, and then they changed it like a month ago, 2 months ago,
and it helps
pushing it.
Exactly. So I'm
after changing it after like a few hours. Yeah.
That's just made my life miserable.
Yeah, mate, I'm not even kidding. But don't overchange it. Like, change it once or twice. But
for sure, don't take the mick. But I do all the thumbnails. Right, I love it. I've gotten into there's an app called Canva. So it's a website, Canva. And I've just learned it like the back of my hand, kind of thing. I love doing it. I love messing about with it. I've made some because we wanted to know. Like, obviously, you spoke about the beef you've had before, sort of thing. So I've got wait. Yeah. Don't mention any names or anything. I've got a few little like pictures that I'm going to stick on the thing behind me. Yeah. I've made these up last night, by the way. I toiled over these, by the way. I absolutely toiled over them. So here's the first one.
Oh, that is incredible.
Here we go.
I don't mind being the ref. Look at this. What an edit, by the way. Was this you?
Yeah. That is brilliant.
Ben Foster made this.
Yeah, so this is
talk us through the picture on the audio, then.
So here we go. Here we have got.
I've got to film some of this.
So on the screen behind me, guys, I have got it's basically the end of a boxing match or the start of a boxing match. I haven't got a clue. The referee's standing in the middle. He's holding the hands of the two boxers. On the left, we've got Thogdad. He's got a bit of an angry-looking face on there.
He does, yeah.
Thogdad looks a little bit annoyed, right?
Yeah.
It looks like he wants to cave somebody's face in. And the guy that he wants to cave in, it looks to me like that is Greg Paul.
Greg Paul.
As in Logan Paul's dad, Jake Paul's dad.
Yeah.
And then we've got the main man in the middle, Thogden, refereeing the bout. It's a bouter, isn't it? It's an absolute cracker.
Can we just start this off with this bit with your call out for him on Jack's podcast was the politest call out I've ever heard.
I know. I'm a polite guy. No, there's part of me, I love sport, and particularly I love playing footy, cricket, tennis. I've never boxed. No, actually, no, I boxed once, and I don't know if you know this story. So I was living out in Russia for about a decade, and a mate of mine, Tom, was like, "Oh, Stephen, and he was a bit of a boxer. He's one of these lads who's always doing this, but he was an amateur boxer. He's like, "Oh, I've got a great coach. You've got to come along and get some training." So I went along. This Russian, I didn't speak a word of English. I had an hour's session with him. I thought, right, I'm really into this. A couple of weeks later, I'm like, "Tom, can I go back for a second lesson?" He's like, "I'm afraid not. I'm afraid the coach has been done for murder. You won't be seeing him for about 15 years."
Oh my gosh.
So I never had a second boxing lesson. But I think there's something about boxing that is very primeval. It's very male, isn't it?
For sure.
We've got to do another
I know there's some
YouTube
great
event.
female boxers as well. So there's part of me always wanted to get into the ring and test myself,
Yeah,
I might
for
last
sure.
a second. I'm not pretending I'd be great at it. It's something I've never done. It's something I'd like to do. The trouble is, I think I'd never get permission to fight a Greg Paul because of my age.
Yeah, okay.
No, I think we
don't
can sort
think it
it
would
out.
ever happen.
But Mike Tyson fought someone and he's like
That's
much
Mike
older.
Tyson.
Yeah, they call it an exhibition, don't they? There's no winner.
Yeah.
It's
No,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could do it with like no winner and stuff like that. You can always make it happen. But it's whether Greg Paul is going to respond to you. He used to respond to your messages, and now he's stopped.
No.
Ever since,
You're scared, Thogdad.
really
You scared him off me.
The funny thing is, I was talking to Jack, mate, about this, and he's telling his stories about Greg Paul, and basically saying, he's a knobhead. So there's actually more beef between Jack, mate, and Greg.
There is. There actually is.
Those two should be fighting. But look, I would love it. That would be a great transatlantic fight, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course it
And
would.
I'd do it for charity. I wouldn't make a penny from it. We'd do it for mental health charities, and it would happen. But I'd have to do 6 months of proper training because you don't want to go in there and
I think that would be the beauty of it, though. I'd sign up to something like that just for the fact that I would have 6 months of dedication of pushing yourself at something completely brand new to see how you get on. I don't like the sort of the ethics of it and the things, the permutations that could happen from it would worry me a little bit. And being a father like yourself, I wouldn't want my dad doing it, but it is what it is. I think if you take it as it is with a pinch of salt and have it as an exhibition, you're not going gung-ho, you're not flinging frigging haymakers all over the shop. I think it could work at some
Would
point,
you
couldn't
ever?
it?
Would you ever get in a?
I don't I don't know, to be honest with you. It
would be a bit fun.
The only part of it that would really interest me is the training. training part of it.
Yeah.
Like say,
Yeah.
if you could dedicate 6 months or a year to a schedule where you know you are strictly sticking to this thing, I would love that, because I love that element of like sport in general. Basically,
It's basically pre-season.
It's like a really long pre-season,
Yeah.
a brutal pre-season. Yeah,
And of
for
course,
sure.
we've all seen Fight Club, haven't we? You know, and anyone who's seen that film, is
Exactly.
like,
Right. So let's move on. So anyway, guys, if we can get this fight set up, by the way, let's make it work. I think it'll be an absolute bouter. Thogdad versus Greg Paul. On the next slide, let me talk you through this one.
No way. That is brilliant. I was just on the phone to him. If I knew you knew Ellis, I would have posted over to you.
I don't know Ellis at all.
You know now,
but
yeah.
obviously watching some of your videos, and I've seen some bits and bobs in the past kind of thing. So guys, again, let me just explain for you that are listening with no pictures. We have got Thogden on the right. His arm is raised in the air like he has just won the fight.
That's what I like.
He looks like he hasn't even been touched, to be honest. It looks like it's been a doddle of a fight.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side, we've got Ellis Platten, the guy that does the kind of mystery boxer shirts, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah,
What he
it's
does,
good
actually.
content.
He's a nice lad, yeah.
You can tell he's a nice lad. It's really good, really good. Ellis's face looks a little bit bemused. He's not happy that He's not happy that Thug Mum, who is the referee, I couldn't find a picture of Thug Mum, by the way, so I've just have to use the stock photo. But Thug Mum has awarded the fight to her son, no impartiality whatsoever. She literally just went for her son as the winner, regardless of whether he actually won the fight or not. They're actually women fighters. I don't know if you can tell. That one's got sort of boobs on it.
That's my pecs after going to the gym 2 weeks. The pecs.
But yeah, so what do you think? What are you saying about this, Thogden? Do you think this could be something that you want to get involved in the future? Because you're a good age for it, to be fair, aren't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd love to have a boxing fight. Ellis is a top lad, though. I would not fight Ellis.
Yeah,
He's too nice.
I know.
We once did a thumbnail at the hashtag game with my biggest enemy, and everyone was like,
"Oh,
you got to box all of this." So it's funny how you made that edit. But no, I would happily have a boxing fight. I think it'd be so cool.
You need to find somebody a very similar sort of height and weight. You have to be in their class. You have to be in their division. So is there any names that spring to mind straight away? Who have you got beef with? There's no one you've got beef with. I'm not having it.
Just AFTV Robbie.
Have beef.
Robbie, he's too big for me though.
Oh my God, we're not dredging this up.
He's literally twice
again.
my size. I can't.
But
he's
even
like Dad's age.
Even then, though, what are you thinking? You fancy yourself?
Oh, no chance. No. If I moved, I'd be all right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But you still think Don Robbie from AFTV is going to do you in, yeah?
Probably. But will he have the fitness for 12 rounds?
Exactly, mate.
Big Thoggy.
Bob and weave for a couple rounds, you'll tire him out, and boom, he's just going to have to tap out.
Yeah. Just got to be careful.
Thoggy on that, the old left, right, good night.
Exactly.
In and out, mate. In and out. Bob and weave.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep your distance, you know?
So there we go, Don Robbie. You know Thogden's coming for you, mate. And I fancy him, mate. I fancy him. You know, there's many ways to skin a cat, and I think Theo's got it in him, all right?
I'm already thinking. I've got tactics already, working a plan out. Brilliant.
Oh, I love it, lads. I'm buzzing for these.
That's so good. That's brilliant.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to get yourself over to Fozcast, the Ben Foster podcast on YouTube, where there's going to be more exclusive clips from Thogden and Thogdad.